guest tonight is an Emmy award-winning actor. You know from shows like Big Little Lies, Succession, and True Blood, and films such as The Northman. He stars in Pillion. Well, it's being in select theaters this Friday, February 6th, and nationwide on February 27th. Let's take a look.
Who's next?
Hi.
What crisps do you have?
Ready salted, salt and vinegar, prawn cocktail.
We'll have one of each.
£4.80.
Please welcome back to the show, Alexander Skarsgård, everybody! Hey, welcome back! How's he? What if, I mean, I really got to compliment the pants right off the bat.
Thank you.
Really good.
Very on brand.
Very on brand. If you're going to promote a BDSM biker movie,
Yeah.
those are the pants.
Yeah. You should see my underwear. Like,
Knowing you, we might. Like, I
Yeah,
never know how
or
it's going to break
lack
with.
thereof.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You know, last time you were here was 2016, and we were talking about Tarzan.
Yeah.
And this was, you were teaching me how to, I think, do a roar. But I was looking at this, and this could be a still from your new film. This could be from Pillion.
down, boy.
I want to talk about the movie, but I also want to compliment you. We talked a little bit backstage. You had your first SNL experience on Saturday. Bravo.
Yeah. It was really great. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Were you happy with how it went?
Yeah. I mean, I got back from the after party about 30 minutes ago. Yeah. It was quite a night.
Yeah.
The whole week was absolutely insane, but I loved it.
It was great. You were great. I was very happy to see we have a friend in common. Our dear friend Jack McBrayer showed up in Weekend Update.
Yeah.
You've known Jack for a long. Did Jack prepare you at all for what was going to be asked of you at SNL?
He took me to a show 8-9 years ago. Something like that. Just like hanging out backstage, which was so. I'm glad I've had that experience prior to but it still doesn't prepare you for hosting.
There's nothing prepared.
There's not because just like the whole week with because basically I have 40 skits to kind of work on Wednesday. You have no idea what you're going to do on the Saturday. I'd never read cue cards before, so that was scary. I was like terrified and excited at the same time.
Yeah.
And
I like that you played things that you played before, like Tarzan, and then things that I want to see you play more of, like teenage girls. There was one of my, I mean, I love a dummy getting thrown out a window.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? But like, that was maybe my, in 50 plus years of SNL, I think that might be one of the great dummy sketches of all time.
It was, it was elaborate. And, but as you know, you get 3 minutes to rehearse it.
Yeah.
So like you're well prepared.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was, they were very nice. I had that one dream of playing a 7-year-old girl at some point in my life.
And you always
this was the moment.
You always worry you're going to age out of it, but at SNL. I was also delighted to see your father stop by. Stellan.
Yeah.
Was he very game to do sketches when you offered it to him?
Incredibly game, like almost
too
much.
Game? Yeah.
Yeah, because he was like, he called me, he was back in Stockholm, so and I'm incredibly honored and that he wanted to kind of fly out for that. But he was also like, he started pitching me ideas on the phone. He was like, what if I'm a human-sized condom? and I go sit at the desk and I talk about maybe I'm broken and I've impregnated. I was like, okay, Dad, like.
I like, by the way, I'm such a fan of your dad. He did such incredible work in Sentimental Value this year, and I'm also so happy. I'm so happy that his ideas are as bad as any dad's ideas. Like, it really brings it home to me. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, at the end, he's just a dad. Pillion is a fantastic film.
Thank
you. Before you play a biker in the film, or someone who's in a biker club, I guess it would be more of a club than a gang.
Yeah.
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 You actually did some research, right? You met with some guys who were in a club?
Well, we also have the other bikers in the movie. Most of them are members of GBMCC, the Gay Biker Motorcycle Club in the UK. So yeah, that was obviously tremendously helpful for us actors because I made sure that everything was legit, to like everything from like the tone of the scenes to like they brought their own dildos and brought their own lube. And they'd be like, that is prop lube. You wouldn't use that
Right. Yeah.
in a big orgy. So, it's all about the details. Isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I've worked on some where you're not supposed to bring your own dildos, and then
I hate those jobs.
Yeah, then you show up with them, everybody looks at you sideways, and you're like,
People like sometimes get a little offended when you bring your own dildo.
Yeah.
Like,
you're like, is this not BYOD?
but when you watch the movie, there's one red one, and it's this size.
Yeah.
So it's tiny. Yeah.
That's interesting that I didn't realize the actual actors were members of the club, because I would imagine, you make a film like this, you want to get it right, you talk to people ahead of time, but we actually have them on set. Like,
Yeah,
that really
yeah.
does make sure you...
Yeah, not all of them, but
Right.
quite a few of them, and then a couple of guys were from the London kink scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, but tremendously helpful, obviously, and they were so lovely and generous with their time, and just like making sure that Harry Melling, who plays Colin, and I felt like part of the gang. It was really special.
A pillion, I will admit, I did not know what that meant when the movie started. I'm like, oh, one of these fellas' names is going to be Pillion. It's not. Did you know what a pillion was before you made the film?
I did not.
Okay.
No.
So what is a pillion?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, maybe there'll be a sequel, and we'll
You'll find out the
then.
sequel. Yeah, you'll be in the sequel.
I would
judging
love
that
to.
photo.
I would love to.
But it's the back seat of a motorcycle.
Gotcha.
The passengers.
So, all right.
But it's also the person sitting on it. So.
Oh, you call it, so it's both the seat and the person.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So Harry, his character Colin, is a pillion in the movie.
Gotcha. Well, that makes perfect sense.
My sub.
You also
My little sub.
your little sub. You've got Wicker coming out, Olivia Colman.
Yeah.
And then also you were in The Moment with Charlie XCX. Very funny. And when you were contacted about being in a film with Charlie XCX, you did not have to do research about Brat Summer.
I was all about the Brat Summer, baby.
You were already.
Oh yeah.
You're
100%.
telling me dead seriously you were living a Brat Summer when you got the call.
And I can prove it.
Okay.
Because I got the Spotify Wrapped.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the year, and she was number 2, 2024 on my Spotify Wrapped.
Who was number one?
It was obviously Aishi Otaki.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can leave it there.
Japanese pop star from the 70s. A household name.
Was Aisha Ataki, was this the first year that she had appeared on your Spotify Wrap, or is she like an every year?
He?
Aisha, oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm so embarrassed that.
Yeah. No, he just stormed in there and
Gotcha.
took over the whole year. He was like I had an Aisha Otaki 2024.
Gotcha.
And then a little Brat Summer as well.
What was the gateway to Aisha Otaki? How do you discover a 70s Japanese pop star?
In a noodle shop in Toronto.
Great.
True. I was there
I don't know,
shooting,
yeah.
and I was like, "This is a banger." It was incredible.
Oh, really?
And-
So did you ask? Did you have to ask?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is this? And they're like, Aisha Otaki.
Wow.
And then I went deep, clearly, because it was my most played artist.
Yeah.
He's incredible, by the way.
That's
Yeah.
great. I mean,
Yeah.
no, trust me, a lot of our guests talk about him.
Or her.
Or her.
Or her. Yeah.
I know you have a young child, and I'm wondering, too young to watch anything you've been in at this point?
He's 3.
Yeah. So not Pillion.
Obsessed with Pillion. He loved it.
I mean,
He only wants to wear leather now. Yeah.
that's the thing about kids.
Yeah.
You did that. I mean, all they really care about is the clothes, so they
Yeah.
can watch Pillion. Yeah.
And the harness is great because you can hold on to him. You can't get away from you.
a lot of that BDSM stuff is really good for just
Yeah, it's
kids,
great
just
for
like
kids.
toddler stuff.
Yeah. The leash is great.
That's great. I mean, I feel like this would be the best place to end it. It'll just make it easier for the lawyers to edit it. Oh, we're leaving it all in. Hey, what a delight to see you again. Congrats on everything. And again, great job on Saturday. Alexander Skarsgård, everyone. Pillion is in select theaters this Friday, February 6th, nationwide on February 27th. Stick around, we'll be right back.